welcome back to the channel, you guys. In today's video I'm going to be going over some pocket letters. And what is a pocket letter? What does it look like? How do you make one? Where do I get started? Yes, we're going to get into all of that. Special shout out to my friends at Happy Mail Pals for requesting this video, and let's get into it. So the first thing you're going to need is some trading card pages. Each page holds 9 cards. You can find these at most office supply stores. Avery, this is a 10-pack. I found this one at Fred Meyer's. You can get them anywhere that has office supplies or baseball or sports cards. You can also find them on Amazon, of course. I can put some links in the description box below if that will help as well. So what is the purpose of a pocket letter? Well, pocket letters were created by Janette Lane, and the purpose of the pocket letter for her was to send some goodies to a friend in the form of a letter with some goodies. So she uses this 9 pocket page because you can fold it up like this and send it to your buddy in a size 10 envelope. So that's kind of fun. You want to keep in mind when you're making these that you do have to send them in the mail. So sometimes things can get squished if you think dimensionally, like I often do. This is the format that Janette Lane puts on her site, and I will put the link for her and some YouTube videos that she's created down below in the description box. You can also find some other examples on my Pinterest board where I've gathered some of my favorite pocket letter examples from a variety of creators. My Pinterest name is WAFRAPPGIRL, so Wah Frap Girl on Pinterest, and you can also find that in the description box below. Before we get any further, let's make sure you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you'll be sure to know when I make new videos. Okay, so let's look at Janette's template here. So this is just basic. You don't have to do it in this order. You don't have to do all of these things. This is just what she gives as like a basic starting point. So in the top pocket, this is a grid showing you of your pockets here. I want to keep in mind where this little binder holes are, because that'll tell you your front and your back. So this should be on the left hand side because people often will collect them in a binder. So the top pockets, she suggests putting a letter or a note, and you'll want to use some kind of cute paper or embellishments for the whole thing. In this pocket, she suggests some kind of ephemera, maybe some die cuts. This pocket, some stickers. This pocket, maybe a little note about you. A quote in this one. A mail tag, some miscellaneous, whatever you want to put in there. Maybe some washi, some ribbon, something fun. Pocket letter explanation, so maybe just like a hello, this theme is about whatever, or maybe it's happy birthday or whatever it is that you're sending. And then a little package of tea. And this one, it's not mandatory. Maybe your partner doesn't even like tea, so you can fill it with whatever you'd like. Maybe you want to send a little piece of chocolate or whatever. Keep in mind too that it does go in the mail, and temperatures may vary depending on where it's going. In this little mail tag here, she says just a few questions to get you to know your pocket letter pal. This one about you is just a short little blurb about your hobbies, your likes, your dislikes, whatever. The key number to know for your pockets, if you're using the standard one, is that the across measurement is 2.5 inches and the downward or vertical measurement is 3.5 inches. So to save time, I've already filled in some of mine here, which you'll see. So I am going to be using some K & Company paper that I've had in my stash forever. I have a full page of it here, which is really super pretty, I think. And then I also had a page that was just kind of some scrap. So not really enough to make a 2-page layout, but definitely enough to make a pocket letter. So this will help if you guys are like me and kind of hoard your paper in a museum fashion. I'm always afraid to use it, but now it will be to good use and make something really pretty. So this is the 12 by 12 Juliana Lilacs printed embossed paper. by Queen and Company with artist or illustrator Brenda Walton from forever ago, you guys. It does have some really cool texture. I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but it is raised a little bit, which is kind of fun. All right, so let me make some room on my desk here and we'll get going. Okay, so before we get too far, I just wanted to share with you guys that you can use some other pocket pages that you might have. These ones are from some different projects that I've used, like day in the life or whatever. You can find some different kits that have different sizes. The most important thing is to make sure that whoever you're swapping with, or if you're part of a swap group or something, that you guys are on the same page if you're swapping, because you know, somebody might make a 9-pocket one and you only make a 4-pocket one, and you know, that wouldn't quite be fair. So just make sure you know the requirements if you're doing it in a swap or whatever. I also liked working with this 5-page protector. It's kind of a little hard to see, but this was really fun. One of the challenges with it is when you put your, like, all the pocket openings aren't at the top. So just keep that in mind too. Some of the different pockets will be different. Although I found when I folded it and still sent it in the mail, it was perfect because all the openings were right here. So I do have another video on that if you want to see that 5-page one and how it turned out in a different theme. Okay, so let's check out this paper that we've got going here. I've already used some plain cardstock in 2 different colors and just cut them down. Again, this measurement here is 2.5 inches. This one here is 3.5 inches all the way across, and you need 9 of them. So I've got my little binder holes on the left side for me. I think it's on the left side for you guys. I hope so. And then pay attention to where the openings are, because you want to be able to put your goodies in there. So this actually is the way that I have it going, and this is the back side for me. On the back side, you can do some stamping, you can do some decorating, you can leave it just a solid color however you would like. You can put some stickers. I've got it going this way with this darker purple in the corners, as I think it will coordinate with my paper pretty good. Okay, so to save us some time, I've already done some cutting out from some of my scrap paper that I had to get these little pieces here. And you'll see me using and reaching through this little container. It's actually just one of these little coconut bowls. I find it really handy when I'm die cutting to put everything in here, and all my little pieces are in one spot. So that's what I'm working out of. You know, whatever you have, any container, table. If you have more of a table surface than me, hey, that's awesome. Okay, so what I want to do, there's a couple different ways to go about this. You can see in that smaller one that I used, I just cut the whole paper, and it all kind of coordinated together, just pulls together to make up the design. So you can totally do it that way, or you can pull out these little cards and start decorating them however you would like. So let's look at our template here. The template says in the middle we should do some kind of a quote. So I was kind of thinking maybe doing this little hello in the center, and then putting some of my little flower pieces here somewhere, or I've got some of these little die cut lace trims that might be kind of pretty and fun. What else do I have in here? Got a cute little dragonfly. All right, so I think I really kind of like this, and we're gonna glue it down. Just use some scissors here, cut it to size. This pocket letters are a really great way to use up some of those scrap ephemera pieces that might not be you know, enough for a scrapbook layout or a whole card or something like that. It's perfect to just add some extra, whoops, I wanted to use the hello one, to use up some of those goodies that you have left over. To add a little extra to this hello, I'm gonna add some stickles. I am a girl that loves glitter, so I will glitter just about everything. Now this little card is actually going to go back inside the pocket, but you can decorate the front, you can decorate your cards or the outside of the pockets just as well. So putting stickers or, you know, putting on some ribbon or some washi or whatever. We'll give this lace a little ink just to add a little color and dimension. And this ink is Versamagic Dewdrop Inks in the Spring Pansy color. Alright, so let's glue it. And for glue, as always, you can use whatever adhesive you are most comfortable with. I will often use a variety of adhesives. My go-to is usually the Yoo-Hoo glue stick, but you can use, again, whatever you would like. I'm gonna maybe let that one sit there for just a little bit because it's still drying with that stickles on there, the glitter. I'll put this one on here. Alright, and I think I'm going to set this one aside just so that can dry, and we'll know that that's our center one. So for the other ones, oh yeah, I was thinking about using some of these scraps that I have here. Just pull this out. You can totally decorate it like this. So I think I'm going to glue this first and then usually the way I work, you guys, when I'm thinking about a pocket letter, a layout, or a card, or whatever it is, I am a creator that likes to use everything that I have. So I might not stick to just one collection or just one paper or whatever. For me, I went from this lilac paper and just went, okay, what do I have that coordinates? Pulled some things out in my bowl, and here we go, we're gonna create. So if you have a theme, like maybe it's birthday and you want to do cakes and cupcakes, you know, look through your stash and see what you have for cakes and cupcakes that all coordinate and just go from there. I like to create the paper first and then later add in all the little goodies. Just see how we can get these to best fit here. I also die cutted out some little lilac things. Build a Lilac from Sizzix, and I thought I would use those as well. So we'll see how that gets to going here. And when I die cutted those out, I kept this negative space because I could always set it in the back on the darker cards that I cut out and have these little openings where we could put some glitter or some fun patterns or something behind there. We'll just see how we end up here. Okay. And then I have these openings here. I was thinking about doing these papers, and I think I might cut a couple down to size and just see how that looks. So let's do that now. Again, our measurements is 3.5 inch by 2.5 inch. So we'll do the 3.5 inch first on the trimmer. And then we'll cut these ones down to size to the 2.5 inch size here. Let's see. Now, if we kept these coordinating, like if I cut them out all in a row from the paper, it would look like the paper pattern, just like the paper sheet, if that's what we wanted it to do. And this one, not really doing that. I'm just kind of making it to look however I think looks best. I think I'm gonna cut this one this way. And then you do end up with some little scraps here if you cut out a strip that's by 12 inch, and you can use that to decorate as well. So let's see how this best fits in here. Those are kind of fun. Actually, maybe I like this one back over here better. Kind of feels like it's a nice corner piece. And maybe in an opposite corner, I'll use that other one. And let's see, we'll put this one going this way. Right there. And then that one that we have drying goes in the center. This one here on the side. Let's see if we like this. I think it looks pretty good actually. This one could go in a corner somewhere. Here is this little dragonfly that kind of got cut off, but I think I might glue it on the outside here just to show like that. Maybe we'll do this somewhere. I don't know yet. We'll put it somewhere. It'll be great. Then when you have these little scrap pieces here, you can actually cut this out like this. You could use it as a strip if you wanted to, or you can just cut these out. Doesn't have to be a perfect cutout because I think a little bit of the color behind actually makes it look great. So I can put this like going this way. And then these ones here, since they're so big, actually I've got something going there. Since they're so big, we could actually cut them down, or you can pull this card out and just make it to fit. I kind of want to preserve this little flower piece here because I think it looks really cute. Now, we could make this a pocket, and that might be really interesting, so let's do that. I've got a little tag here, and we can make this little tag fit right in here and just add some fun, something extra for the person to pull out. Okay, so when you're making a pocket, you want to just glue down like the sides and leave the center not glued. Let's use a little bit of some tacky glue, and we'll wait for that to dry. There we go. So again, just kind of around and nothing at the top. And then we're going to cut off a little bit here where this card is just a little bit too big. If you get a little bit of extra glue, you can just wipe it off here. And we'll cut this off. All right. Pick up a little bit here. So that one is going to be an extra pocket. Whoops. Well, now I did it. some glue everywhere. So that one's going to be a little pocket, and we'll let that dry before we put the card in it. Just kind of squish it down in there. So for this tag, this was a tag that I already had cut out. I use a lot of Sizzix dies to cut out my shapes, but you can trace them, you can cut them, you can buy them. However is easiest for you. There's lots of little templates out there for tags, and I have a couple of other videos on tags if you'd like to check those out. All right, so look at that. Alright, so I've taken a few minutes to get organized. Let's see what we've got going here. This little just a note, I decided we're going to put up there. And I don't think I'm going to use these little cuts, but maybe I'll put them in a little bag to put inside the pocket. The just a note is from the My Favorite Things stamp set, Take Note. And it's this one here. So I just clear stamped that on one of my scraps. And now I thought I would stamp some cute little butterflies like this one from Stampin' Up. It's really old, 2001, just in my stash, with some Distress Walnut Stain ink here. And we'll just stamp this here just to add some little butterflies. We add some more. There we go. That's on our tag that's going to go in the pocket. Stamp this one on this little tiny tag I've got, and we'll put it somewhere. And did I just do? Clean the stamp off so we don't get any problems later. I'm gonna ink the edges of this little tag again. And being careful not to smudge, unless if that's the look you're going for. That one's already got it, so we're all good there. Wipe off my fingers as I've got some ink. Alright, and then in some of the little ephemera that I just had in my stash, I've got this little banner that I thought would be cute to go right here. So I'm gonna pull this paper out as I mess the whole layout up. And see how I want this to go. I think I kind of like it right there, pointing into that one. So I'm just gonna glue. Again, using my Yoo-Hoo glue stick. You can use whatever adhesive you like. This here. I could have inked around the edges for this one, but it's got the gold and I really don't want to interfere with that, so I'm just gonna leave it plain like it is. Go ahead and trim that off. And that looks really cute. I'm thinking maybe one of those little butterflies right there would be really cute. We could, now that we just cleaned it off, we'll just do it again. This one is a Distress Ink and Black Soot. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty cute. All right. You don't have to stamp on these, but stamping is really cool for pocket letters because it's something you can add without adding a whole lot of bulk and dimension. And it really does add a lot to your little design pieces. So now you'll notice I have two cards in this pocket, and that's because the other side is just a solid color. I like to put the goodies in between two pieces of paper because I just think that adds a little bit of extra fun, and then they can't see what they're getting until they actually start picking the pockets, which is fun. And pickpocketing is a term that Janette Lane came up with as well. That's when you get your pocket and you start going through everything. She calls it pickpocketing, and I thought that was really cute and fun. Okay, so I have these die cuts, and you'll notice I left these a little loose on the edge when I glued it down here. There was a rhyme and a reason to my plan. I think I'm going to cut this and just stick it out just a little bit. Well, we could. Or we could stick the sentiment on there that I have, and I really kind of like this sentiment idea. Or I could put the sentiment up here. I think I might do that. We'll do this one, because then it will match. See, I'm just kind of creating as I go along, you guys. So I'm going to cut off a piece of this. Just going to cut from one side to the other. And then this will glue down in there and just look really cute. And we can put something here if we want to, and then it'll match this side here. All right, let's glue down this just a note because it's flying all over. I've got it already stamped. And it fits in just great right between those two flowers there. So, and if you decide it's too big, you could always cut it down more or whatever. I think we're gonna lose this little flag. Another option would be to put the card in the pocket and then just put this on the top. Now if we look at our template from Janette Lane, that top piece was our letter, so that's why I put just a note. And then in between the two pockets, I could send a little pen pal note, which would be really cute. I'm just gonna glue this down because I'm okay with it. And we'll cut off the edge. Don't want to lose all of my flowers though, so I'm trying to be mindful of that. All right. Got it where I'm happy with it, and then we're just going to cut off this little flag. You could keep this little flag and glue it somewhere else in a little cluster. This one's going to say just a note, and we'll put it in here. Again, I have the two pieces of cardstock because I'm going to put the goodies in between. So for this one, I'll put the little letter in between the pockets here. And then on the back, we can totally decorate, or I like to sometimes stamp and emboss. You can leave it plain, however you want to do it. So I figured out this one here is kind of a continuation of this one, so I'm going to try and glue it in the right position so that it'll look like it's kind of a cohesive piece here. So I'm going to take this piece of paper out, kind of set it next to it, and we'll put some glue on this one. And just try to make it continue on as close as we can. Fingers are sticky because there's glue. There we go. I think that's really pretty. And then on this other side, we'll put one of these. Okay, and then since there's two pieces here and we have this cute little tag, I'm going to use it like a little pocket to hold this little tag. I'm going to put a brad and maybe some string or something in there, but we'll just leave it be for right now. And that middle pocket is some ephemera, and so I have some die cuts that I cut out here that I'll put in a little envelope and put in there. And this one again was to go in here in our little pocket that we made. All right, let's get this pocket letter all finished up. So I've added a bunch of glitter, which has taken plenty of time to dry. Only other things I've added here were some mini brads. And then I added some mini brads here just to decorate. I put in our eyelash trim for this little tag and added a brad here. And it situates down in there. And then this little clip I made, and I'll show you guys how I made it. So if you could see in the corner of this paper, there was actually a little dragonfly right there. So I didn't want to miss out on that guy, and I made a little cute paper clip to go with it so that he gets to stay there. So here's how I made that. I just used a regular old paper clip, just like this one. a little cutout. And then you want to make sure you pay attention to where the paper clip goes so that it can actually be a functional clip, and you don't want to glue in there. So I just held my little piece like this, stuck a little piece of double-sided sticky tape down to kind of hold it where I want it. This is much easier with bigger clips, but so there we have that. And then I have a little round dot that I just cut out of a circle that I cut out of some leftover paper scraps. I'm gonna blob on some glue gun glue because it's faster to dry here. I'll put a little underneath. My glue gun is super fast to dry, so I kind of have to hurry or I miss my opportunity. And then just squish it all together. Be warned, if you use a glue gun, it will be hot. And the paper will get hot as well. Okay, so then take off all your little glue things. And there you have your cute little clip that you can clip wherever you would like. The other thing to keep in mind about these is that the pocket is supposed to fold up like this to fit in your A10 or your number 10 envelope. So, you know, this little clip might have to come off for mailing. You might just stick it inside the little pocket here. Or if you fold it like this and your envelope has enough space, you can put it there. But if I were going to mail it, I'd probably just tuck it right inside the pocket here. All right. So the last things to finish up are this side piece is pretty plain. So some people like to put ribbon or washi tape or whatever. Whatever you do, just keep in mind that some people collect these in a binder. So you want to make sure that your holes are still functional. I've got some washi tape here that says, "Hello, beautiful." And we will put it on the side. We're going to do one side at a time and punch out the holes so that it can still be a working page here. So I'm gonna just tuck that around. Actually, maybe I'll cut it off. Make it look a little neater. Sure, how it doesn't want to come off. There we go. All right, so we'll just cut out that extra there. And grab my handy dandy hole punch. And so you can see the holes. This is the back side. I'll show you guys the rest of the back side in just a second. And the last one. All right. Then we can put washi on this side and punch the holes out again. Now again, some people do use ribbon or other things here. Just make sure that whatever it is, you can punch out those holes. Cut away the excess here again. Okay. Now there's no right or wrong when you make these. You know, you might not care to cover up the side trim or decorate the back or whatever, but the whole point in sending it is just to be like extra happy mail, so that it really looks nice for the recipient. All right, so we'll punch out these holes again. Okay, so now that that part is all done, show you guys the back here. So at the back, I just had, I'd cut out these build your own lilacs die from Sizzix, and I put those in a baggie and put them here. If you remember, our template from Janette Lane says we're supposed to put some ephemera here in the top. So that's kind of some little die cuts or ephemera. And then our letter is actually going to go here. So this is just the negative space from these cuts. And I didn't glue them because then the recipient can use them in a card or whatever they want. So I have this little divided space between the front and the back, and I can slip my note and letter in there. Here we're supposed to put some stickers according to the diagram. And again, I've got a little pocket in between there where I can place some stickers that might go with the collection. Down here is where we're supposed to place some tea or miscellaneous, and so I made this little flap. It's really not as fancy as it looks. So I used a piece of the paper and just glued it to the edge, and then I glued this little flap to the edge of this one, and you can slide your tea bag right inside of there. This will go in the front. And then these are just some extra little die cuts. You can use this as a pocket letter explanation like our diagram says, you know, what you hope they would get out of it or whatnot. Mine is pretty simple. It's just really pretty and fun to have. This piece was just another piece of the paper collection. I cut it out. I did not glue it in case if the person wants to use it on a card. I made this little pocket, again, just by gluing the outside edge here, and then slid this little extra tag in there. So we'll put this all back in here and use our little butterfly clip somewhere. I think it might look cute. I don't know, up here, but oh, we've got this cute little tag. And we'll put this one. This one, I left the two edges of these decorative paper loose so that they could hold this cute little tag. And we've got some little eyelash trim right there. And then maybe this one will clip up here. And there you have it, you guys, a really pretty pocket letter to send to a pocket pal. Folds up like this and fits in your number 10 envelope. Again, check out the link in the down below in the description down below to get to Janette Lane's videos. She's the creator of the pocket letter. That's where this diagram came from. You can get yours there if you'd like one. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so that we can keep making more tutorials and videos. Hope you guys like this, and we'll see you in the next video.